what are we driving?
This is Omoda 5, which doesn't mean much to many people, but it certainly is a striking new car on the market. It's turned to lots of heads, really bold out there design. And Omoda is a brand of Chery. So we already know Chery Tiggo 4, Chery Tiggo 7, that kind of thing. Omoda, they're saying it's their luxury division. I'm not so sure it's luxury as opposed to more out there design, a stylish division of Chery. So this car has a Chery steering wheel, but that'll change in the next batch of cars that arrives. That'll be replaced by a Omoda logo or indeed signage. So yeah, it's a Chery, but they're marketing it completely separate. It even has its own website, separate website from Chery.
That's interesting.
Same dealerships though, which is quite interesting.
So what are the pros?
From the outset, I think it looks great. It turns a lot of heads. I mean, we've certainly drawn a lot of attention while we've been driving this, and people are curious about it. It's very good value for money for me. This is the entry-level one. This is the Tech. So this is 450,000 Rand, and you get a lot of spec in this.
Yeah.
Then it goes to Lux, and then Lux S. Then you start adding a sunroof, leather seats. These are cloth seats, but they're really, really good. I think the Chinese brands have really got the seat design and layout really well.
Very
I think that girl's getting sick. Shame. Where was I? On the pros, I think this has got a 1.5 litre turbo petrol motor. It's doing well. It's got a CVT, which again is one of the better CVTs we've driven. The Chinese brands seem to be doing CVT really well. Yeah, what else? It's really good. I like the interior.
Yeah, I also love the interior.
They're saying it's got a curved infotainment screen. I don't see much curve in that, but I mean it's nice to look at. It's all digital,
Very
obviously, and touchscreen. Yeah, and BMW's got their curved screen. It's a bit quirky in terms of it's not exactly user friendly. Yeah, you've got a beautiful looking docking station for your wireless charging over here. I'm not sure in terms of South Africa whether you want your phone quite that boldly displayed in the interior.
Mine's under my bum.
Yeah, and then there's nice touches. It's got ambient lighting. It's got this, what's it called, anodized gold kind of lining in the trim.
Rose gold.
Rose gold, there we go. Yeah, so there's a lot to like about it. This car, I must say, also, this is the Tech, has 17-inch wheels, which I prefer. So the one up from this is 18-inch wheels, and then you get a slightly firmer ride. So 17-inch wheels with a plumper tire on it gives more compliance. It's riding really well.
It's riding well. It's extremely comfortable.
It's quiet.
It's quiet. The cabin's quiet.
Spacious enough.
The kids have got loads of space.
Yeah.
The boot's big enough.
Yeah.
I don't need a bigger boot. So as an all-rounder, it's great.
Lots of pros, yeah.
What are the cons?
So one of the biggest cons for me, I don't know why, unless you really want to stand out in the crowd, why you would buy this over a Chery Tiggo 7.
Oh.
It's the same price. You can get one on a par price-wise. And for me, the 7 as a family car, the Tiggo 7 offers even more versatility, even more comfort.
We did love that as well.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest cars in their range, I would think. So I'm not sure there's that much appeal in just the design, which might get dated a bit. I'm not sure. The steering's a little bit vague on this car, so it's not quite as responsive as I would like it. You would get used to it, and if this is the only car you drove, no problem at all. And the throttle in this car is a bit on-off. So there's the CVT, but only because my foot's flat. So it's a little bit on-off. I would prefer it to be a bit more progressive in terms of driving in traffic. That would improve the fuel consumption even more.
Once you get used to it, it would be fine. No, that irritates.
And it's got some bings and pongs and quirks that you would have.
That sound reminds me of the seatbelt when you haven't put your seatbelt in.
Yeah, it's probably designed.
There's a specific beep that is meant to irritate you to make sure you put that seatbelt on. This is a bit like that.
Yeah, and so one thing about this car, the entry-level one, doesn't have all the active safety stuff.
Thank
so
goodness.
In the Elegance and Elegance S, you get all of the lane keep assist and the collision avoidance and things. And I believe that can be pretty intrusive.
Very.
Yeah.
So price, you basically
450,000 Rand. It's interesting in terms of the shape. It's coupe kind of styling. I would think it's T-Cross, VW T-Cross and Tiggo rivals, but those cars are at least 100,000 Rand more expensive, I would have thought. T-Rock, and Tiggo. And then Opel Mokka, and then the BAIC Beijing X55 that we reviewed, I would think that's on a par. I think in terms of the one spec up from this and the one spec below top of the BAIC, that would be on a par, which would be interesting comparison. And then obviously from inside its own group, I would think the Tiggo 7 is a problem for this car, because you get more, quite frankly. Fuel consumption, I'm on 8.6, which is acceptable. I can live with that.
That's good actually for you.
8.6 liters per 100, yeah.
And would you buy one?
No, so for me, I really like the styling, although I think the styling might date. There are other Omoda brands coming, so there's an Omoda, I think 7, Omoda 8. So there will be
this
more cars
is the
in
Omoda 5.
This is the Omoda 5. There will be more cars. For me, I would get the Tiggo 7. It's more spacious as a family. It's got a bigger boot. I don't know if it rides better, but for me it feels a bit more
rounded.
Well rounded. So that's it. It's like me.
Oh.
Well rounded.